Hi everybody, it's Galactic Man Larry here again with another G.I. Joe Classified series action figure review, and today we have in front of us Craig Rock and Roll McConnel. And yeah, I mean, after opening this guy just a couple of days ago, I was like, this guy's just great figure. I mean, my brother had, I think, the last version, I don't know which one, version 2 or 3 or whatever, the one that came in the early 90s of rock and roll, which had like a sound backpack, you know. What was the name of that line? Sound blasters. Please leave it down there in the comment section below, because I just forgot. It was something with sound, you know, the ones with the huge backpacks with a couple of sound buttons. And yeah, of course, rock and roll came with heavy weaponry, because this guy is one of those heavy machine gun guys, you know. And I don't know if he was the first heavy machine guns guy or the second or whatever. I mean, Roadblock, of course, but rock and roll as well. And then we had Heavy Duty, and I don't know who else, but this is one of those which I have a connection with, because my brother and I had a figure of him, and he was one of the cool ones, you know, with the figure we had that cap on and whatever. Let's just not keep rambling there. You can see the box here with the cool, you know, he's doing the rock and roll horns, you know. I just forgot however you call them, but yeah, he's like rocking around with his, yeah, man. And you have the accessories he comes with, cool artwork, again showing his magnificent, well taken care beard, and you know the thing. And I don't know what kind of music he would listen to, but somehow it's kind of 70s, you know. I don't know if it would be like real like metal, or it would be like proper progressive rock from the 70s, or you know, 60s and 70s, whatever. There you have more render. There you have the helmet which says Hang 10. That's related to surf, right? I used to be a bodyboarder, not a full on board, you know, the half bodyboard. Anyway, I really enjoyed that phase of my life, but it's some years ago. There you have these painted on brown details for the ear covers and this little backpack, whatever you carry there. A very nicely sculpted helmet, and yeah, I mean, cool one, and it actually fits very nicely, and it just stays in place. We'll check the head and the details at the moment, but yeah, it doesn't just fall down like nothing. It fits there nicely again. Then you have this, how do you call this, bunch of bullets here on like a belt, which is the thing that goes into the machine gun, like right here, and it goes like you know the drill, you know. It keeps pulling it keeps feeding the you know, the battery. Anyway, I thought you had to put it there, but it's just here. Of course, it makes sense because it gets in and then it gets thrown forward through the hammering, you know. You have this little gun here, which looks nicely sculpted. I'm being a bit unfocused with this review. Anyway, sadly, it doesn't have a peg hole. I don't know why in this wave they started doing guns without peg holes. I mean, the little side arms, whatever, and it fits nicely here on the holster, you know, and it stays there snug, and it won't fall just like that. But hey, they didn't put a proper peg hole there for it to be able to have a fire effect. You have this walkie-talkie here cast in brown with the green paint and the black paint as well, or maybe is it the other way around? I don't know if the brown is painted or what is painted here. I think it's the green, but maybe I'm wrong. I think it's, I don't know. It doesn't matter what I think. Something is painted on top of the other, or maybe it's a dual plastic cast thing. A nice little accessory, but it has a peg which will always be there. You can peg this here. It's very flexible, so you don't have to worry about the antenna being like stressed or something. It will just bend. Like, it's very rubbery, so you put it there. You can of course put it in his hand like so, I guess, and then you will have rock and roll being able to call people, whatever. Anyway, there's much better ways to put it in the hand. Of course, you have this thing here, which is like a bullet magazine clip, whatever. You can do, I guess, like this, and it will carry some, yeah, just put it here on the side of the machine gun. You can of course do also like this, and let's also actually talk about the machine gun itself. It reminds me of yeah, I had this same model with a real American hero. I mean the smaller scale, but it was one of the huge guns some figures came with. One was that Gung Ho, which came with the American flag, also early 90s, and it came with this huge thing as well. And my brother and I loved that figure. It was his figure, but I used it a lot as well. Anyway, there you have the thing, and of course, if you can do it like this, or you can do it like that, or you can do both, and no one will die, But it's the ways you can use this thing, and these things also move. The sculpt is nice. Sadly, is this flimsy, bendy plastic, so the nozzle or the barrel will always keep bending. I'm tired of this material. They should have kept, in my opinion, a more rigid plastic. It's good that it bends a bit because you don't want the things to snap, but I mean, it also shouldn't be like spaghetti, Then you have this a fist hand, which is just a fist hand with a horizontal swivel. It's nothing special there. It swivels in and out, and you have, this is the one which is actually special. You can just pull this one out. Oh, and those bracelets fall over and get lost somewhere in the table. Yeah, so just be careful. Let's check that tattoo there while we're at it, because that's a nice detail on this figure. You have the, I don't know, you tell me what it's depicted there, because I don't get to properly understand. It's supposed to be cool things. Maybe it's things from the ocean. If you put this hand on without the bracelet, there you have that like skull, lower jaw thing smiling at you, and he can be also like yo man, you're gonna die. Anyway, and there you have more. There I can see a koi fish and another very terrifying nice skull there. Here is where I don't get to properly, it's another skull. I see the skull, and there's some lightning coming out of the eyes and the waves, and more waves here. Is there also like a fish? I don't know. Here I think it's just waves and flowers or something like that. In any case, those tattoos are very nicely applied. Look at that hair with the, I mean, it's very rare in this line that we get this kind of like wash for the hair. I don't know. I mean, I like it, but at the same time, it's like it's one of the very few figures who has it. I mean, I'm cool with it. I mean, it makes him stand out and looks a bit even like Viking-ish. But yeah, this guy looks really like an American surfer kind of guy, rocker, surfer, all of that. I mean, I've met people like this in real life. This guy is real. Now, you have I always forget the name of the cross belts here of bullets. Please leave it down in the comment section below. Like in like Chewbacca and all of these characters which carry like some, ammo there in their chests. Anyway, very simple t-shirt, green and clearer green or whatever this color is, but it looks greenish. The trousers are nice, the belt with the two little peg holes there for whatever you want to put there. You can also put this thing there. So that's something you can also do, and it looks nice. You have this pouch here for whatever, it's just decorative. I mean, it must carry something, but you cannot maneuver with it. The knee pads are nicely painted with brown, and the feet, I like these boots. I just can say that. I mean, it's I mean, this figure is actually a really nice one. Now for articulation, this guy can look up that far, down that far. It's again a case of we give him a double ball peg and the dumbbell is a bit trapped on the neck because they don't give enough clearance, but luckily at least at the head he has enough clearance, so he has nuance and all of that. And with the helmet, let's see, because I'm not sure, I think you won't get the range. I mean, the range is the same because the helmet doesn't get to clash with anything. And yeah, he looks good with that helmet on. The arms can lift up to that far, I mean, which is slightly, or it's just like a T-pose, 90 degrees. You have a butterfly joint that can go backwards that far and forwards that far, which is, I mean, forwards is almost nothing, yeah. But he does get to, he's able to do some cross action, you know. So it's a useful butterfly, and he does get some forward movement. Let's actually check that properly. Yeah, he does. I mean, so this butterfly is useful. You have a bicep joint that can go all the way around, no problems. Double jointed pinless elbows that can bend that far, I think is a good one. I mean, he cannot totally press, crunch that bicep, but it's there. This hand has an horizontal swivel. I mean, both the trigger hands. This has the vertical swivel, so you have one vertical and one horizontal, which, in my opinion, I mean, it has become a good combination. I think you need the vertical one for the guns and knives and whatever, but it's also, if you're gonna double wield, it's good to have the other one like that, you know, because you need the collaboration with those two functions, you know. The ab crunch can go backwards that far, which is not that much, but it's there. Forwards he can crunch that far. Again, also not the most impressive. Actually, this ab crunch is not that great. Only one click backward and one click forward is like, okay, but hey, it's something. The waist has a little bit of tilt to the sides, a little bit of tilt backwards, and a little bit forward, so that's as much bend you will get with this guy. The legs can kick forward up to 90, if I'm right, and of course you can activate that thing, the drop down, and it will bring you a little bit more of range. And again, I'm not like the greatest fan of the drop down thing, but sometimes it's useful. For rock and roll, I don't know if I need it. I mean, this guy is a gunner. He's not like a karate fighter, but he will get into a fist fight and he will throw some kicks, of course. Full splits, I mean, that's the classified thing, you know. These guys always beating Spider-Man and friends, which is great. For this line, it's a shame for the other line, you know. Thigh cut. It's just a thigh cut, double jointed pinless knees that can bend all the way, and only the sculpt gets in the way. And this other one here also, yeah, the same. I mean, he can kick all the way. He has a boot cut exactly where it should be, at the boot, and can go all the way around. The feet can go backwards that far, which is great. Forwards, it gets a bit stuck. Can do only a little bit. I don't want to force it further. And he has a, let's see, a decent ankle rocker. It breaks the shape a bit, but hey, it will do for the adjustments as always. And now for size comparisons, there you have your G.I. Joe Classified series. Rock and Roll next to Big Ben, Scarlet, a Snow Serpent, and a Crimson Guard. Next to Sarana, Spider-Man, Wicked, Eclipse, and a Cobra Viper. And next to Gung Ho, Roadblock, Sergeant Slaughter, V1, Snake Eyes, and for whatever reason, CoverGirl. And yeah, you can see how things scale here. I mean, who are the larger ones, and yeah. So kind of Rock and Roll is somewhere in between Sergeant Slaughter and that Snake Eyes. Anyway, I mean, I like how this looks like. Of course, I had the retro Gung Ho, which I haven't ever opened. I had the toned down version of this Roadblock. I don't have the Amazon exclusive one. I totally missed on that one here. It never arrived in Germany, and I forgot buying it in Mexico as it was available, and this time I was there, it wasn't available anymore, so I was like, fuck. Anyway, I might catch up on those. In any case, this guy is a great figure, looks great with all those bullets around him. His rifle or his machine gun is a cool one. Anyway, I mean, it's just a home run of a figure, and I do have an attachment because I had one of his versions from a real American hero. Please leave a like, share, comment, subscribe, and all of that good stuff. Take care, and I will see you in the next one. Ciao, ciao, ciao.